What's up, Keystone students? Welcome to Crew Online. My name is Kris. I am one of the student pastors here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I want to welcome you to our Crew Online experience. We'll get over to our Zoom calls here in just a minute so you can hang out with your crew and your crew leaders. I want to tell you about something coming up in a few weeks. We have an online house party that'll be happening. Look for us on social media. Jump into our text line. Hear more about that. It's going to be a great night for an online house party. But today, I want to talk to you about the word trust. Spell it with me, the word trust, Trust. The word trust, and how this word became apparent to me this week as I had opened up the Bible app, and the verse that day was really talking about trust. So I want to push pause for a second, and I want to invite you to download the YouVersion Bible app. Maybe you have a different Bible app, but some type of a Bible app that will text you a different verse each day. So the one that I use is YouVersion. You can do different plans on there. You can invite friends. You can find it in your app store on your phone. But I encourage you to download that, because what it does for me is each day before I get out of bed, I pull up my phone and I try to start my day with reading scripture. And so that happened to me this week. And the verse, as it began to play over and over in my head, the resounding truth of that verse was trust. And basically, I found myself asking myself, talking to myself, what am I trusting? What am I trusting? And the word picture that began to play out in my mind was the trust fall. The trust fall is maybe the greatest personification of trust that we have. If you remember back to the first time that you did the trust fall, I can remember the first time that I did the trust fall. And I'm not talking about the trust fall where like you see your buddy, you walk up, you're like, trust fall. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real deal trust fall. The real deal trust fall where you get up on a platform and you've got other people that you are trusting that when you fall backwards, they are not going to let you hit the ground. If you do want to spend a few minutes down a funny YouTube trail, look up trust fall fails. That's a little tip that I have for you tonight. But let's move on. Do that after this, after your Zoom call. But the trust fall, I can remember back my first time. I was in 6th grade. I climbed up on a platform. It was probably 4 or 5 feet off the ground. It felt like I was 100 feet in the air. But I lined up, and my classmates were behind me, and I crossed my arms. I believed that they were going to catch me. I allowed myself to fall forward or fall backwards right into their arms, and thankfully they caught me. But the trust fall, when we apply that to our life, think about it this way. Think about each decision that you make. You climb up onto that platform. And that platform then, as you make that choice, you fall backwards into that decision. And what I want to ask you today is, what is lining your trust fall? Think about that. What is lining your trust fall? I want to jump over to our verse really quick. The verse that we're going to pick up today is Psalm 130, verse 5. Psalm 130, verse 5, it says this. It says, I am counting on the Lord. Yes, I am counting on Him. I have put my hope in His word. You see, the reality is that we put trust in different things at different times all the time. We make the decision to trust different things all of the time. When I pick up my phone, I am assuming that it's going to make a call. When I hit search on Google, I am assuming that I will get results. All of that is a display of trust. When I take a deep breath in, you can do it with me. I am assuming that the air is going to fill my lungs. And so we make these different decisions all of the time. But when it comes to our life decisions, when it comes to the things that define us, what is lining where we land? You see, in the trust fall, if you choose to line your trust fall with things that will let you fall all the way to the ground and fall hard, then you're not building the type of foundation that you can. You see, if we line these with friends, acceptance, social media, looking online at things that we shouldn't, maybe our sexuality, we begin to line our decisions with those things. All of a sudden, we wake up and we're like, wait a second, how did I hit the ground? Why do I feel like this? Why does it hurt? But the truth of Jesus is that he came to provide a fall for us. When we fall away from God, he comes in and sticks out his arms and says, I've got you. Jesus died so that we can fill our trust fall with the proper things. Jesus fell to the grave and rose back up. That's the good news of the gospel. But for you and I, when we decide to line our trust fall with reading scripture, with prayer, with the trust in our leaders, with friendships that will point us to God, all of a sudden, when we get to these different decisions in life, when we hit these different circumstances, and we have to fall backwards and say, I hope I'm doing it right, all of a sudden, we have someone there to catch us that will not let us go. And so I want to leave you with that today, that as you climb up the steps of the platform tonight, tomorrow, the day after that, and so on, line your trust fall with the one who we can trust always. That is God. Dude, Psalms 130, verse 5. Take that with you. Go hang out in your Zoom. We'll see you later.